Hey y'all, it's your girl Kishan Kikida. Welcome back to my channel. If you'd like, comment, subscribe, share, because you want to post notifications are you gonna find as well as a booty beauty post child that's a mouthful, please lies in the booty, but there's a whole nother story. Speaking of stories, we're going to get the story time with your favorite nigga reader. Okay. Okay. So today's story time, we're gonna get into, I guess, a brand deal gone wrong. So y'all know me for fitness, y'all are getting to know me as like your favorite just influencer in general. But during this time I was doing all like fitness related brand deals, right? And I'm trying to find the lighting. Hold on. Okay. So I was doing all like fitness related brand deals, whatever, right? And this one in particular, I'm not gonna say no names because honestly I'm not gonna get free pub. So there was a guy who plays in the NFL who was starting like a hydration drink business, and what that means is like, you know how like you pour those powders like into your water and it helps like hydrate you, etc. It was something like that. I have like the electrolytes and like everything like that. Really cool. So I was excited because like if you know me, I love football, and I was just like I didn't even know like I had people that I knew in the NFL, but for someone in the NFL who was currently in the NFL wanting to work with me on a business tip, I was like, oh, that's awesome, right? So he reached out to me, I want to say either via DM or via email. We negotiated payment. They sent me their product. I did my part in posting. Now, here's the thing. A lot of brand deals, you get paid on back end, which means you do your post, you do the promo. Afterwards, you may have to send in the analytics depending on what type of negotiation you do, and then they pay you. At least that's how some of the brand deals work then. Now, some of the stuff is just like, look, pay up front. And this is why. So I do my promo or whatever, right? I'm so excited. I'm doing my Insta stories. I'm doing my Instagram posts, like everything like that, right? Cool. So, I let them know. I send in my stuff. I reach out as far as like, hey, when can I expect payment? Nothing. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to badger them. I'm just, hey. So I was like, hey, a week or so later, when can I expect payment? They were like, oh, like send in like your information for us to do the payment. I was like, okay, cool. I send it. Nothing. And I kept reaching out. Nothing. Nothing. I kept checking in, hey, when am I going to receive payment? Hey, when I'm going to receive payment? And like, because this was a new business that he was starting, I didn't even charge him my full amount. Like my full amount for posting at that time was like, it was hefty. But I was like, you know what? Like, it's a new company. I know you're trying to get it out there. You know what I mean? Cool. So I even gave him a discount on the price. And I was just like, okay, nothing, nothing. So then I was like, okay. So then I want to say maybe like a year or two later, I reached out again. They say, hey, send me the stuff. Nothing. Still to this day, years later, I never, ever, ever, ever got paid for that brand deal. Ever. And I think that's messed up, especially because it's like, okay, as someone who's in fitness, you know what I mean? I already know like my influence, I already know like, what my page brings. Sometimes a lot of us are just excited to like work with like big companies. And I'm like, okay, your name holds weight in the NFL. I'm like, thinking like this is gonna be a really cool like long-term like brand deal, right? Like outside of just like Instagram, I'm thinking like NFL events and like etc, right? Nope. The man scammed me. The man scammed me. He scammed me. And I feel like when it comes to negotiation, as far as like your brand deals, I do think you should do a partial payment up front, front end and back end, request all of it up front, or I mean, I guess I really could have taken a small claims court. I really could have. Because like sometimes even on brands, they've been hurt by influencers. So sometimes brands don't want to pay up front because sometimes the influencers don't hold their end and actually like do the promo. You know what I mean? So I get it on both ends, but like, dang, it sucked. It sucked. I was just like, so like, I obviously never worked with them again. And that's so if you're looking into being a social media influencer, just know that like things are like hectic. Some people really just want the pub and won't follow through. But also as an influencer, you have to make sure that like you keep your good standing, because you know you don't want to have a bad rep that you don't do what you're supposed to do as far as posting your content and being good as far as influencers are supposed to do. You know what I mean? Anyway, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hectic. Okay? I'll see you on the next one.